Hi, I'm Michael Paradise. Back then I was known as Mickey. That's at least what they called me. I think I just turned 21 when I got a call from Donnie MacArthur to come and take over for him. I think he was a little fatigued on the road. He did all my training. We traveled around together for a while, and then he kind of let me on my own. Those were very, very exciting times for me. This was really big-time show business, and these were three of the nicest guys, Dean being the fourth, that I had ever met. These were very grounded, smart, intelligent guys who were very, very sensitive to the fans and sensitive to what was going on in the world around them. I remember one trip to Washington, D.C., where John was invited to go visit Robert Kennedy in his office, and John very kindly took me along, and he and I met with Robert Kennedy for about 45 minutes one afternoon. John was very, very close to Bob Kennedy, and he became involved in his campaign a little later, the following year or two. These guys were very, very socially conscious, but they didn't wear it on their sleeves. Very, very responsible, and I think that's that story for a moment, I think. Of all the three guys, I would say that Johnny was the most socially conscious of all of them. Not to say that Nick and Bobby weren't, but John really was involved deeply with the Kennedys and their ideals. And I can remember being in the Attorney General's office with him and noticing on the wall of the Attorney General's office little crayon drawings put there by his kids. And also there was a helmet from a federal marshal who had been attacked, and the helmet had a big dent in it from a brick that had been thrown at him. Both John and I left that day profoundly affected by the Attorney General, and of course John became deeply involved in everything that happened over the next few years. Another part of that visit was an invitation to the White House, where John and I were given a tour of the Oval Office. The president wasn't in at the time, but I remember being ushered in, and we walked through the Oval Office and just warned, don't touch anything on that desk. But that was quite a feeling. It was really a part of history. John was very, very deeply involved in what he believed government could be and should be. I think I went from being one of their biggest fans to suddenly becoming a part of the organization. It was a real transition for me, and it was a real gift. And I remember it with great fondness. I will tell you that at the time I sensed that their music shifted the consciousness of the American adolescents, the public awareness. The kids became more socially aware while listening to their music. They had a huge hit in Where Have All the Flowers Gone? And that song by itself, I think, shined a light and raised some consciousness and helped shift the position of a lot of kids who are in their late teens and early 20s. And I think a lot of the American political landscape began to change because of that song. Well, this guy right here, Mr. MacArthur, he taught me everything I knew. And to this day, I'm grateful to him.
Where are the royalty checks?
They're on the way. The check is in the mail.
So tell me where you, in the trio, where we first met you.
I think it was at Mr. Kelly's in Chicago, among other places. There are a lot of places, I think, that we touched bases, and we connected, and apparently there was a comfort level there, and you felt as though I maybe could do the job, which is why I think I got the call. It also helped, I think, that I was shorter than Nick.
And me.
That's true. That's it, exactly.
You know, I think you're right. I think when we first met you, you were seemed to be a real up-tempo, ambitious, totally into the Kingston Trio. And it wasn't odd that anybody thought about you coming to work with us for some reason.
It felt right.
You
certainly did.
You fit right in from the get-go.
Well, you know, Nick was a very smart guy. He kind of set the tone. He kind of taught me about things. I would think I was just 21 at the time, so I was very young to jump into it. But the example was set by you and by Nick and by John. John was one of the brightest guys I think I've ever met. A mind like a steel trap. Great fun to be around and learn a lot from him too. The people that we traveled with, the opening acts, were unbelievable. Mr. Cosby, Woody Allen, Stan Getz and Astrid Gilberto. Ronnie Shell, not to be forgotten. Mr.
Ronnie
Shell,
Shell.
one of the funniest guys, I think, on the planet. Very irreverent. I hope that you'll be hearing from him in this
And
piece.
Ronnie,